Okay guys, I'm back with the video today. It's been a while, I guess, but there's been a lot of like hot temperature and the smoke's been bad. So I'm just gonna do a showcase video today because I'm gonna wait a couple more days until it gets cooler. So when this video's done, you should expect a video by a week or maybe two, because it's just the air quality is bad and the heat is still here. So I'm just gonna do a showcase video. I'm just gonna show all my rings and my coins, my favorites. And okay, I think I'm gonna start with coins first because it's my favorite thing to find. Alright, I'll start off with my first silver dime I've ever found. If I can get it out. Okay, here it is right here. I know it's the most common type of dime, but to find one of these at Sylvan Park was pretty hard because it's so hunted out like crazy. That was 2 years ago. Cool 64. I mean, it's silver, you know, just made it, but it's not that old, but it just made it. Alright, here's my first V-nickel. This was at the same park. It was actually right where that dime was. It's actually a 1891 V-nickel. It's so worn though. I think it was probably dropped in the 30s or something. Okay. It was found at Sylvan Park. 6818. Alright, I gotta close my door. I just left it. Okay, here's my. This is a cool spill right here. I actually found a 29 and then another 29 right next to each other at Sylvan Park. Man, I found so many wheat pennies there, but they just kind of dried out and I stopped finding them, so I just moved on. But this is a 1929S. I think I nicked this one actually somewhere. I think it's the other one I nicked. That's pretty neat. Here's the second one. I think this is the one I actually nicked. Okay, that's pretty neat. 1929S. 6518. Here's the back. There's where I nicked it. Alright, the next one is going to be, this was in the same area. This one's one of my favorite Wheaties because it's in the best shape I think I've found these. Here, let me get the light down. It's another Wheatie, but I like the shape it's in. It's like this cool, like brown. 1917. Here, let me get that off. These were all found at the same time. Like, I was on a roll or something. I was finding like 3 Wheaties every day. At this one spot, there must have been like a candy stand or something. Like some type of like catering place. Because there actually was a swimming pool where this was. So, could have been people getting snacks. There used to be a snack bar there too. But look at the back of this sucker, man. It looks brand new, man. This one's one of my favorite Wheaties. Alright. Here's the next one. This is a 1915. Right there, 1915D. This one didn't come out as good of a shape, but it's pretty cool. It's got like this bubbling on it. Alright, that's pretty neat. I like this one too. This one's one of my favorites, but it's not my most favorite. This one's actually used to be on the old intro. This is actually the. If you guys have more info on this, I couldn't really find too much information on this, but I know it said circa 1900. But look at that. It's a Masonic law. I think it's a Masonic badge. Band of Hope. Holy. In God We Trust, Dare to the Right or something. This one's really cool. This is probably one of my favorite pins or badges that I've ever found. Here's the back. You can see where the pin broke off right there. This one's my favorite pin I think I've found. If you guys can give me some information on that, that would be pretty neat. But I looked up as much as I could and I couldn't find much on it. Here's 1919. These always come out good. I don't know what it is about 1919s, but I always find them in good shape. Like, look at this thing. Like, oh, you could still see, like, Abe's, like, shirt, his tie. It looks like just, like, beautiful. But the back, I don't know. I think this is the part that was baking in the sun for a while. Because it has, like, this, like, golden copper color, but then it's like all bubbly, so it kind of got corroded real bad. But you could tell which side was on the top and which one was on the bottom. Like that side was on the bottom, and then this was on top, which is pretty cool. This one's a cool one, but I found better examples of that one. Here's this one right here, 1938. And this one's cool. I like it, but it's really worn and it's kind of, I don't know. It's not my favorite, but this one was with it. We're here in 1952. That's pretty cool. It's in good shape right here. Look at that. That looks like brand spanking new. It must have been dropped in the 50s because that 38 penny was a lot older, so it probably was dropped in the 50s or something. Okay, here's the next item that I found. Another Wheatie. 1937. I think this was next to a huge tree in the front. There's the back right here. There. So that one's pretty neat, but they're gonna get better as you keep going. As I keep going. This one's kind of messed up because I hit it with the shovel. This is like when I didn't have the right shovel, so it scratched it a little bit. That's pretty neat. Right there, 37. And you turn that around. Yeah, that's where I gave it a good scratch. But that's pretty cool. It's funny because I find a lot of 37, 39s, and 29s a lot. Here's this one right here, 1945. This one's not really. This is actually was at another park that I don't hunt anymore because I think I've found everything. I think I have. There's a lot of fill there, and the little area where I found all these Wheaties, like there's only 3 of them here, I think, that are from the same spot. I'm going to show you guys in a second, but there's this one right here. 45, really common date. So, I'm going to put that down. This is another one that was found at the park. This is Smiley Park. The other one was Sylvan. So, this is a different park. This is the other Wheatie I found in that same location. I swear there's like hot spots when you dig these pennies. There's like little spots where there's like a whole bunch of them. I've never found them spread out. They're always together for some reason. Could have been just activity at that spot, but there's a 24S. Back right there. Okay, this is this one right here was the oldest Wheatie that actually I had found. Before my Indian, this is the oldest Wheatie I've found. This one was a 1911. That was the oldest Wheatie I had found 2 years ago. So now I found Indians and stuff, so that's way older, but this was my oldest find of that time, which was 2018. So that's pretty neat. Right there, and then the back. This thing was like totally corroded. This thing's been there for a long time. Now this coin right here. Let's see, oh, this is there was actually a tree, and right next to the tree there was like actually like a monument that they put there for someone who, like, I'm not sure how they do it, but I think there's like, you know how they build parks in people's names, like they have like the Davidson Park or something. They had like a plaque that was actually under a tree, and I like it gave a good signal, like a $50. But right next to it I found this, the plaque. The plaque actually was under the tree, but I think a year ago I looked up where that tree was and it's gone, so they actually got rid of it. And they actually dug up where this nickel was, so it could have been dumped somewhere, could have been the dirt taken out, but That's pretty neat right there. It's a 48 Jefferson nickel. It's not that old, but I just thought that was interesting where I found it. Alright. Okay, this is my favorite nickel that I found. The V nickels are cool, but this one's my favorite. The Indian nickel. And look how good in shape this thing is. You could still see Liberty, man. This thing is in good shape. Like, there's a glare, but usually you'll be able to. You could see it if there was no glare, but the stupid lights making it hard. But you could see 1937, and then the back. This thing's in good shape. This is my best Buffalo nickel. I think I've dug the best condition. That's like really good. You could still like the dates just popping out there, so that's really cool. I found that right around the same time, 6/1/18. So 2018 was like my period where I was finding so many coins. Okay, here's this one right here. Smiley. This is the same exact area that I found the 24 and that 45. This is a 44. Right in the same area. Right there, and then you see the back. 1 cent. Okay. Here's another one. 1944S. Now this one was at Sylvan, so this is actually a different park. I can't remember when I found this one. I think this could have been a coin spill with the 41, but there it is. This one, I'm not sure if it was a Wheaties spill, but it's pretty neat. And I got a 39, 1939. I don't remember where I found this one. This has been a while. Actually, I think it was. I know where it was. It's like where these the 29, the right here. Where is it? This Wheaties spill, 1919, 1915. That's where I found it. Where all these Wheaties were. That's where the stand was at one point. Okay, move these out of the way. Alright, I'm just gonna pile them right there. Okay, now this is kind of getting older. This is the older stuff that I've found, like 2016, 2017. So this was my oldest Wheatie at the time. Well, it's still the oldest Wheatie I've ever dug. 1909. It's so corroded. But I think this one isn't a VDB, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's no VDB. You would see it for sure, but that's pretty neat. 1909. This was at a other park, Wildwood Park. It's like closer to the mountains. It's like a mountain park, so that was pretty neat. Now this was found at that Smiley Park where I found those like little Wheaties spill clusters. This was actually the park where I found the 24, the 45, and the 48 nickel. This was next to a palm tree. So 1928. This one's in good shape too, like the 24. Nice little Wheatie back right there. Okay, now this is Sylvan Park. This is actually the weirdest penny I've ever dug because it actually looks like it has that copper. I never cleaned it or anything, so this is actually literally how it came out. Like, it came out looking like the clean copper look to it. It's pretty interesting. 1921, turn it around, and then there's the back. It actually still has like the coppery look, which is kind of weird. Should have turned brown or something, but it must have been dropped like right when it was minted. So that one's actually pretty neat. This is the area where I found, or this is the area where the snack bar was. So I'm gonna show you guys a lot of Wheaties from that era. of the park. Let's see, what place did I find this at? 1956. This is where that 1909 was found. There. 1956. Not that old. It's pretty neat though. 2017. There. Pretty cool. Whatever. It's not that valuable. This is another 56, which is not really rare. I'm just showing you guys. Show my whole collection. 1956. I think I hit it. I don't remember doing that. Right there. 56. Big deal. Not very rare. Okay. Here's 1941. I think this was the Wheatie that was with that no, actually that was not. But this is a whole different, where was this at? Sylvan. Look at that weird toning. When I dug it out, that's exactly how it looked. It had like red, and then it had green. That's weird. Doesn't that look weird? It looks like someone painted it. Do you think someone painted that pink? Maybe that's why it looks like this. Some kid maybe painted it pink. Yeah, it does have a weird looking toning to it. 1941 S Wheatie. Pretty weird that toning that it has. Alright, now this one's really cool. This was at that Smiley Park where I found that 48, that 28, and that 24. This is actually a World War I token from France. And it actually says something in French. Right there. And then on the back, it's actually a token that you would get bread, like food from in another country or something during the war. Jetson Quincy currency 1914 1917. So this is really cool. This is my best token I've ever found. 25. I didn't do too much research on this, so you guys can research it too, just to give me more information. That's all I really know, that it's from World War I, that it was from France. That's all I know. So if you want to look up more, that's fine. You could do it if you want. Okay. This was actually a token I found at my grandma's house. I think we were getting ready to sell it or something, and I think I had like this old bounty hunter. I didn't know what I was doing. I could have, if I had my better machines, I probably could have found so much more. But I mean, I know it's not about the machine, it's the person. But that thing only had like sound, and I had no IDs or anything, so very primitive. But if I had like a Land Ranger Pro or like a Simplex, I probably would have found a lot more. So that's pretty cool. It's a cool token, or it's a cool necklace actually. It's from Yosemite, which is pretty cool. Old Faithful Yosemite Park. That's pretty neat. Lucky horseshoe necklace. Here's another 21 Wheatie that I found with that other 21. This was actually a coin spill. These guys were next to each other. 21S. This was actually under a zinc penny, so I actually dug a zinc penny, and then under it I found that. So that was pretty cool. Now this coin is actually a Canadian coin, and I found it at some park that was built in the 60s, I think. Could have been that one Elmer Davison Park, but yeah, 1960 Canadian nickel. It's just Clement though. I think I found it at Clement Park. There's the back, 1960. 5 cents. That's pretty cool. It came out really clean. That's what's crazy about these nickels. Is Canadian coins, like their nickels and stuff and their pennies, they come out clean for some reason. It's weird. But that sucker came out like silver. I thought I had a silver coin. Now, okay, here is a 1959 Jefferson nickel. I think I found this in 2016. I had that primitive bounty hunter that had no IDs or anything, so I didn't know what I was doing. I started in 2015, so I was only doing it for a year then, and I didn't really know how to decipher junk from nickels, and I got lucky to find this. This was the oldest coin that I had back then, so I don't have an exact date because I never really put a date on this one. I forgot to, and then it's been like 4 years, so I don't know what date it was exactly. Alright, now this is a cool one. This one's one of my favorite Wheaties that I have. This is a 1920, and I think it's a semi-key date, 1920S, and I labeled it key date because I looked it up. I think it's a key date, or semi-key date. Should have put semi-key date, but there's that 1920S on the back. It's weird because this one has that copper too, glow, like look to it. It's got like some corrosion. I think this was actually padded with a different coin. I think it was padded with the 25 I have right here. 1925 wheat penny that I found, so that's cool. And it was padded with this one right here, which I scratched, of course. Here's a 1920 that was actually with the other 1920. So these guys were, and you can see where it's like coppery, where it was smacked together. But that's pretty neat. But there you go. Looks nice. It looks kind of nice, except that scratch. I'm glad I found two the same year, because I would have been mad. Okay, this was another coin spill from 1925. Here's this one. This was a Wheatie spill. 1925 right here. And then here's another 1925. They were actually together. You could see where they padded. Let me see. Yeah, this one doesn't have that mark, but this has like where it was stuck together. Weird looking coppery look to it, which is pretty neat. But that's pretty cool. Okay, here's another 1919. I find a lot of 1919s, even at that home site that I just went to recently. Here's the 1919. This thing's in such good shape, man. Look at that, 1919. And I think the back is, the back is in good shape. I think I scratched it though. Yeah, I did. Back then I had like a weird foot shovel, so it wasn't really designed for grass. It was like a digging shovel for graves or something, I don't know. But 1919S in really good shape. Look at that. That looks really good shape. Okay, here's another 1919. Another 1919. Decent shape. 1919 right there. Oh my god, the back is toasted. I don't know. Some of these come out good and some come out like burnt cheese or something, or burnt toast. 1919S. Man, look at that. It was in good shape too. It just got corroded. Oh well. Okay. Here's a Wheatie right here. 1939S. This one's in average shape. I actually found a ring this day too, so that was pretty cool. 1939. Not anything special, just 1939. I found a lot of those too, 1939s. Okay guys, here's the next coin right here. This one is probably the best looking 1913 I've ever dug. It just has corrosion on it, which is unfortunate, but look how good that looks. Man, that thing looked sharp too. Look how sharp this penny looked, but it has corrosion on it because it was actually padded with a 1920. I was finding a lot of 20s pennies there, man. Just a whole bunch of them with these teens too. So that was really cool. This one's really neat to me. I like that one a lot. Oops, I dropped something. Okay, I think this is actually the 1920 that was with the 13. Right there. 1920S. This one's in really good shape, except the corrosion, which is bad. Look at that. It's probably got dried. Like dry summers probably do this. They get corroded really bad when it gets dry. The water sits on them and they start to corrode really bad. Okay, this was actually at Sylvan too. This one's a Canadian scent from 1946. What's interesting about this park is I actually heard right where this penny was found, there was actually in 1917 they had Civil War veterans come to that park and they had a picnic there in 1917. I guess. Like, I don't know if it was an anniversary or something, or I don't know what's significant about the date, but that's when they were still around, and they actually had a picnic at this park, so that's pretty neat. I don't think this coin was dropped by them at all. I'm just saying that the bench is where it was at. Here's a war nickel. This is actually the only one I've ever found, which was at Sylvan. I found a whole bunch of coins there. 1945 war nickel, S mint mark, right there. Silver nickel, 1945. So that's pretty neat. It's actually the only silver nickel I've ever found. Well, I did find one mercury dime at this park, but I've only found this is the only other silver thing I've ever found there. So that's pretty interesting. Only found one merc there, and actually found this at a huge tree at that park. It's on my intro, my original one, the 1905 V nickel right here, which is pretty nice shape, I guess. You can still see the Liberty on it, but it's really corroded pretty bad. My 1906 looks a lot better than this one though, but that's pretty neat right there. 1905 V nickel. The glare is kind of not helping me right here. That's pretty cool. Okay, here's this one's not really unique. 1944, right where that V nickel was found. I found this one right next to it, so that's pretty cool. The reason why I don't video much there anymore is because I've hunted that place so much that I can't find any more wheat pennies. Like, the last one I ever found was like 3 months ago, and I haven't really gone back because it's so... People hunt there like all the time, and it's not hunted out. I know that because I found all these Wheaties, but it's hard work there. It's hard picking over there. But here's a 39S that I actually found in where the big tree was. So that's pretty cool. Just normal 1939. The next one is, this is my first Indian head penny I've ever found. Man, that thing looks so good. This thing looks gorgeous. 1882 Indian head penny. This is at another house site that I don't hunt there anymore because this is the only coin I've ever found there. But it's really, really hunted out too, so there's not much. This is literally the only... I found one 1919 and this penny right here, 1882. So that's pretty neat right here. Beautiful Indian head penny. These things come out so good in California soil. So there's that one right there. Get a nice zoom look at it. Okay. The next one isn't a coin. It's a button that I actually dug out there. It's kind of stuck in my coin book. Okay, the next item right here is this button right here. I don't have too much information on it, so if you guys can look this up for me, it'd be cool too. It's a neat button. It's probably 1900, 1920 or something. It's not like 1800s, I don't think, because it doesn't have a shank. But that's pretty cool right there. Nice button. And here's another. This one actually I found out in the orange groves, the empty lot or whatever. Now it's empty lot now. 1921. I found a lot of these 21s. I don't know what it is about these 21s, but there's a lot of them. Probably minted a lot. But it's a 1921 S right here. Looks nice right there. And the back's not too bad. It's a little corroded, but you know, it's really dry out there. It's literally dry like a desert. So it preserves stuff really well. Now this is the probably oldest button I think I've found because it actually has a shank. If you guys can look this one up too. I don't know buttons at all. This is out of my league. I don't find buttons really much here in California, because I don't hunt a lot of old sites that are from the 1800s, especially shank buttons, you know. But it's a cuff button. I don't know if it's a cuff link button. That might have been wrong. I think that's it looks like I said cute link button, but I don't think this is a cuff button. I think this might be a wrist button or something, like for your wrist or something. I don't know. But it had a shank right there. It just broke off. But that's probably the oldest button I have. So that's pretty neat right there. Look at this. This one's my best 1919 I think I've ever dug. You guys got to see this thing. This thing's like in perfect condition. Like nothing, except that right there, Liberty's worn off. But look how good that looks. Like it has no corrosion on this thing, except the back a little bit. But this thing looks so smooth in the front right here. These 1919s come out good. I don't know what it is. Could have been like a certain type of copper they used that year. And this coin right here is actually fairly recent. I think this is November 30th. This was actually at a park that was built in the 70s, and I was hunting. There's like a house next to it, so I was kind of like going really close to the fence, and I actually found this next to the fence. It's actually a 1911, which is pretty old for the area because there's not a lot of old stuff there. So it could have been something there before, or just the ground wasn't tilled too much, or they tilled this up. So that's pretty neat right there. Very old weed for the area. Okay guys, this is my favorite silver coin that I've ever found. This is the only Merc that I have, but I know it's a common date, but the places I hunt are so hunted out. Like to find a silver dime at a park that I've gone to is pretty insane. But here's a 1944. It's in pretty good shape. Right there, 1944 dime right there. Estimate mark. So I don't know if this is I don't think there's no key dates in 44, but that's pretty neat right there. 1944 Mercury dime. Okay. This is a park that I hunted in Loma Linda. It's like going, let me think. It's going west from where I live. So that's pretty neat right there, 1950. I actually found this next to a park in an empty lot. I love hunting empty lots because there's just old stuff in them. So that's pretty neat. 1950s. It's not really from the 50s. It's from the 70s. I was wrong right there. So, and then there's the back, which is a pretty good shape, weedy, for the area that I found it, and oh, I actually scratched. Did I? I don't think I did that. I think that's original. Okay. This is probably my favorite nickel that I've ever found. This sucker I actually found in a video a couple, like, let's see, like 3 months ago. But this sucker, look at this. This thing is in beautiful shape. Like, you could still see Liberty right there. This thing is in wonderful shape, and I love this nickel so much. It's my favorite nickel right here. This is my favorite. 1906 V nickel. Look, you could see how thick the metal is. It's not corroded at all. Like, you could still see the stars, how thick they are. That's so cool. You can still see the little ridges on it right there. This thing's in good shape. So that's really cool. I love that nickel. Okay. Here's a weedy right here, 1956. Not that rare. Where did I find this? Sylvan Park. I found this near the University of Redlands, so that's pretty neat right there. And okay, here's a nickel right here. Found it at that same park I found that in 1911. There's a 1950s. That makes more sense because that place is from the 50s. It's not from 1911, so I don't know how that weedy got there. But this is a 1954 Jefferson nickel. Oh, I feel like to sneeze. Okay. There's that nickel. Is really nice. Good condition. Not. It's in bad condition. Never mind. It's in bad shape. The thing's worn to bits. This is my newest coin that I found that's old. This is my best Indian that I've ever dug, and it's in the best shape. I still hate that stupid scratch I put on it, man. But right there, oh, that still bothers me. Because this is my best looking Indian. You can still see Liberty on it, kind of, right there. You can almost see it. This is my newest old coin. I just went from the 50s all the way to the 1880s, so that's pretty neat. I'm gonna start hunting a area where I could find Indian heads, so hopefully I'll start finding more. I'm gonna start making videos soon. It's just been very hot, and the fires make it worse, so I can't breathe. So videos will be coming. This channel ain't gonna die. I'm not gonna let this channel be a dead channel, whatever, but that's cool right there. Nice Indian. I'll keep doing this as long as I can walk, I guess. So just to find these make it worth it. Like, you find 50s, you find 60s pennies, you find new stuff. But when you dig like deep target like this and you start getting really, really excited, and then you see it and it comes out, it's wonderful. That's what I do this for. This is what the reward for digging trash all day is. You find treasure. So alright, I almost forgot. Here's, this is actually a solid silver pocket watch lid right here. Just has a lot of staining on it from being in the ground all those years. That's pretty cool. I can't figure out how old this watch is. The actual patent numbers aren't on this. This is just another numbers. I don't know what they're for, but it's part of it, so it's not really the right number. So I've already tried to look this up. You guys can try to look it up, but I couldn't really get information on that. But that's really cool. You can see the little ridges on it. That's really neat. This is my, I think I found this one 2 years ago, maybe 3. This is actually a gold 14 karat ring with little, I'm not sure if those are real diamonds or not. I think I've heard that they're not real. But the middle stone is. I don't know what kind of stone this is exactly, but it looks beautiful. So if you guys can tell me what that stone is, that'd be very helpful. That's pretty neat right there. Look how beautiful. This is my favorite little ring right here. It got professionally cleaned. It just looks gorgeous, man. Okay, here's another. This isn't a ring. This is actually a pin from a police. I think it's a police badge or something. You put this on your shirt. It's not a badge, it's a pin. They had these like pin things on it. I'm not sure if it's military or police. I think it's police, but it might be military. So it's actually 14 karat. So if you guys can tell me what this is, that'd be neat too. But this is my favorite ring probably of all time. This is the oldest ring I've ever dug. Solid 14 karat gold ring right here. This is my actual picture right here. It's actually got a date on it, 1948. So that's like my oldest ring I think I've ever dug. So that's really, really cool, and it's been clean, so it looks really, really nice. So that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Videos will be coming. It's just been very hot, and the smoke's not really healthy, and it kind of gets in my throat. So I'm probably going to wait a couple more weeks now because of these dumb fires. So see you guys in the next one. Later.